America entered into an agreement with Hearst to purchase the Boston Herald, but that agreement was conditioned upon getting certain changes, certain cost savings with all the unions and renegotiating all the contracts.
Murdoch had just left Buffalo, New York, and walked away from negotiations there, and eventually that paper shut down. So the unions are under a lot of pressure to at least get a decent survival with the paper staying open, or face the closing.
What really surprised me was the level of intense media attention the prospect of the Herald disappearing generated. It was a huge, powerful feeling in this town. It was 30 years ago nearly, but there was a huge and powerful feeling that it would be a bad thing for it to happen.
The career that you always wanted was slipping away, and there was nothing you could do about it. There was a feeling of powerlessness and almost a feeling of inevitability.
Waiting for word of the negotiations that were going on with Murdoch at some hotel downtown, they didn't go well.
We spent the entire night in Rupert's hotel suite watching television and talking and getting intermittent reports from the chaps who were doing the actual frontline negotiation with the unions, going backwards and forwards. Will we, won't we? It arrived at one point to an almost certain no.
The order went out to close the newspapers. I think editorial departments were actually, their employees were told to go home.
They did shut the paper down, and I remember that they came and they locked the vending machines and they locked the presses, because I guess they thought that people were going to start to destroy them or something.
You're looking around and you're just sort of having this sense of, I don't want to say goodbye, but I'm about to.
Well, they're streaming out of the lobby, and one of them, a woman, I forget her name, was just crying and weeping and bawling, and it was really effective TV. We were the only station there that was actually at the paper.
Lorraine, the editor's secretary, started screaming, and she says, come here. We thought something was wrong with her. And she says, look. And on TV, they showed the negotiators coming out of the waterfront Marriott, pumping their fist in the air. They had a deal.
We got the word that the negotiations had worked out and that the paper was going to survive.
And as news was breaking on the radio stations in town, the Boston Herald has been saved, people going by our window, at that time we were right off the expressway, truck drivers and cab drivers and cops and regular people.
And everybody tooting the horn. You know, I mean, I almost start to cry when I think about it now. Everybody was just so, people in Boston were so happy that we were going to still be here.
As they passed the news, I'm just saying, hey, we're happy for you. That, I can get emotional right now talking about that, because those are our readers. They were our readers, they remain our readers.
I think it would just have been a shame for the Globe to have controlled everything for the last 30 years. I mean, just look at the 1988 presidential campaign. They would have been none of the stories about the so-called Massachusetts miracle falling apart. None of those stories would have appeared. Nothing would have seen the light of day. That's just one classic example.
The Globe left to its own devices, it wouldn't have to worry about us, and they have to worry about us every single day, and I love that.
The purchase of the Herald was the first time in history in the newspaper industry that a second newspaper has been saved through a conditional sale with the changes from the unions that were required, and the unions went along with it.
We were able to bring the paper to profitability, and we were able to make it a success. And to this day, we continue to make it a success. So I'm very proud of everybody here being able to deliver and to really continue to make Boston a two-newspaper town and keep our unique voice alive. So it's been quite a ride.